So obviously we know that the festival scene has been dire for 2020, and especially for me, somebody who loves going to live events, I've had to literally rearrange and cancel so many concerts, gigs and festivals. Like, it's just ridiculous. So 2021 is just going to be a busy year, but especially for you two guys, Strawberries and Cream, such an amazing festival. And I feel like it was slowly getting at its peak. And I feel like maybe 2020, you guys must have been so excited for it, and then bam, COVID hits. So, how is that, the whole experience of it obviously being cancelled for you for 2020 and not having music events around? Like, how have you felt about that all?
Go on, Jam.
I mean, yeah, when it got cancelled, I think it obviously rocked us massively, and we thought our world was crumbling down around us. And I think the first few months of COVID were really very stressful. We didn't know what kind of support there was going to be, governmental-wise, what we were going to do as a company, how we were going to survive. But I think there's been lots of silver linings, and obviously we've missed putting the events on, but it's actually been a very positive time to kind of reflect and look at the business as a whole and see what we can do better, and just take the opportunity to kind of breathe and come back stronger than ever in the following year.
I mean, that's the best way to do it, really. And Preye, tell me, how has lockdown been for you? Like, what have you been up to this whole time?
I've been Zooming Chris every 2 hours for 10 months, to be honest. I mean, it's been good. I mean, I've been at home since February. Obviously, I work at Sony as well as doing the festivals. So I've just been working hard at home. But as Chris said, we've had time to really develop the festivals, really develop the brands. And yeah, it all came to a head yesterday, and I'm really excited with how it went down. So it feels good.
Okay, and Chris, what were you up to? Did you do any of the bread baking? Did you do any of the banana bread baking? Any of the mundane things that we all have been doing?
I tried to become a TikToker, I'm not going to lie, failed quite miserably. But yeah, I did make a lot of banana bread. I mean, I quite enjoyed it, I'm not going to lie. Like, I did miss, obviously, being out and socialising, but like being able to enjoy my own company and relax and kind of let life move at my own pace rather than like trying to keep up with life. So yeah, it was nice, and spend some nice time with my dad as well. Like, me and him get on like a house of fire now, which is thanks to lockdown. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Because like, even me, like I've been at home with my family, so it's just like, big Asian family. I'm thinking, oh my God, we're literally going to kill each other. Like, because I'm normally never at home. I'm always busy working or doing things. But actually, it was really nice actually spending time. And what about you, Preye? Did you get a chance to spend time with your family as well? Did you manage to kill any family members, or was everything harmonious?
I mean, I'm laughing because I should have spent more time with my family, but I haven't. I need to get better at that. I'm quite bad. I mean, my flatmate and I worked face to face pretty much. Like, the back of our laptops were touching each other for 10 weeks, and by week 10 we had a bit of a falling out, and both at home. But since then we've been okay actually. But no, not too much fight, not too much drama. As Chris said, we just got on with it best as we could. Spent a lot of time running, I guess, was the hobby. And lots of Zooms.
Oh yeah, that's true. Everyone started running and putting up their screenshots of how far they've run. Did the both of you do that?
Yeah, I did.
Cringe.
Basic Instagrammers on over lockdown. But I was really surprised in my 5K time. Jesus, I'm better.
Oh yeah, what was that? Go and give it to us. Tell us what your 5K time was.
I think it was 21 minutes or something.
Nice. He's lying.
It was really fast.
That's really good. I mean, my 5K was about 45 minutes, so probably the double time of yours. But then let's be honest, I've given that hobby up after 2 days. So obviously it's not for me. Not for me. I'll stick to banana bread. So what are you going to do then? Because this is going to be really interesting for people that are going to be watching this right now, to be able to keep your festival COVID safe for 2021. Because I am desperate to get back out there on the field and listen to live music. But also part of me is a little bit sort of worried as well at the same time. And also Portaloos. I mean, I think we need VIP toilets everywhere to be COVID safe. So I'm hoping you'll do something about that. But what are you going to do?
I mean, to be honest, I think, the live industry has been saying it for a while. There's been not very much guidance on what's happening at the moment. I mean, what we've done is, in all our contracts with our artists, with all our suppliers, we made sure everything's COVID safe and making sure everything's going to be okay. But I think we're going to have to take some advice from the government and see what they say, hopefully at some point in the next couple of months. But it's very important to us that everybody's safe on site. and we will make sure of that come June. But we're waiting for the rules and regulations, and we'll take it all from there.
Okay, so Portaloos as well. Like, what are you going to do about the Portaloo situation? Let's get rid.
I don't know if you know, like, we obviously prior to this moment, we kind of like, with our small team, were very hands-on with how we run this festival. It was like we'd move the Portaloos around and we'd build the fences and we'd do everything like hands-on as a six of us. But as of this year, we've managed to like scale up and bring a big production company in that are world experts in this. They've got festivals all around the world, actually, work on like the likes of Afro Nation, Rolling Loud. So we are leaving that side of stuff in their very capable hands.
He's basically just putting away all responsibility just then.
Basically everything. All I'm going to do is the cool stuff, which is liaise with the artists and get them on board and just have a casual chat with people like Sean Paul, right?
Something like that, yeah.
What are we in this for?
So how do you come up with a lineup as well? Because obviously you've got such a diverse lineup that's obviously just recently been announced, like Party Next Door, Sean Paul, Coffee, obviously you're really big at the moment, Bugsy Malone. And I always notice from my experience coming to the festival, you do have a real prominent sort of focus on the house music stage as well, which I think is really important, mixed in with all the other genres. So how do you come up with the different sounds that you want on the stage?
I mean, we've been really lucky. We're a team of 6 or 7, I believe, and have been right from the start. And everyone's got slightly different music tastes. So I guess when we started, everything was very organic. It was never, you know, we want to do house and we want to do rap and we want to do dancehall. It was actually just who does everyone want to see live? And that's how it kind of developed. And I guess since then, we've been really focused on having a really diverse audience, being a really diverse festival, and so this year, I guess, made a really, really obvious effort to tick all the genres that we really, really liked. But in terms of how we pick the artists, I guess we've been battling over Zoom for the past 9 months, and we kind of got something together last minute. So yeah, we're glad people like it.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, Sean Paul, that's going to be legendary. I always notice you always find like an old school act, like from back in the 90s or the 2000s. Like you had Nelly, you had Shaggy. You've now got Sean Paul. I mean, who else would you want from back in the 90s that you would love to headline on stage?
Do you know what? We've realised that we are getting a little bit old, and 90s is probably too old now for our target demographic. So
don't say that.
But no, there are a few big acts on our hit list. I think in the next few years you'll probably see on our stages. 50 Cent, Missy Elliott, to name my top 2.
So amazing. And Preye, what's your top 2 as well?
I mean, 50 would be great. I mean, it's really interesting. I work with an artist who's 18, and I asked him about an Eve Records, and he didn't know who Eve was. And it's really interesting because obviously, as much as we want this to be a festival of the music that we love and our mates love, you know, it's also a business, and we know such a big demographic of our audience are kind of 18 to 23. So it'll be interesting next year of, you know, what the heritage acts are going to become, and, you know, whether it's going to be a noughties act or maybe even like an early 10s act, I guess. But 50 would be wicked, I'm not going to lie. It'd be great.
Yeah. I'd be really surprised if you ask somebody and they don't know who 50 Cent is. But then you can see those TikToks where they have those songs on either side and the kids have got to go left and right. And are you not baffled by them?
So wild. We are really definitely getting a bit old.
I know, I'm feeling it as well, because I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm not mentioning any of the young fresh acts. I'm more like 50 Cent, Nelly, Shaggy. We are getting on with it. So for people that don't actually know, and I actually don't remember asking you this before when I've met you before, but how did you guys meet and how did this relationship blossom? Did you like go to school together or something, or?
Do you want me to say it, Jam? Basically, we both went to Cambridge Uni. We're the same age, but Chris took a gap year, so he came a year after. And I was working in a nightclub as a promoter. And in Freshers Week, Chris came to the club with about 50 people behind him, guys and girls. And I didn't like it because at the time there weren't too many people of a diverse background at Cambridge Uni. So when I saw him, I was a bit jealous. I was like, what's going on? Why are all these girls following him? So I didn't like it. And actually my business partner at the time, who we do the festival with now, was like, this guy's amazing. Like, we got to get him involved in the festivals. And I was like, absolutely not. And obviously Chris felt that energy. So for like the first 2 weeks, you know, we did not talk. And then, we partnered up, I guess, week 3, and he came on and joined the team. And then, we've been besties ever since.
That's mad. And how long ago was that?
That's 7 years ago now, isn't it?
It's a long
2013.
time.
Yeah.
That's mad. Okay, fine. That's his opinion. What did you think of Preye then, Chris?
I think reciprocated in a way. I was like, who's this guy, Billy Big Bollocks sort of thing, like thought he was running stuff, and I was like, nah, let me come and shake this up. No, but I literally he had Cambridge on Smash really, so and he was like the man. So I was more than like after we got our issues out of the way in the first few weeks, the rest was history really, and we've been best mates ever since.
Oh, that's lovely. So why Cambridge then? Okay, I understand you guys both went to university there, but why Cambridge? Why did you decide to do a festival there and nowhere else in England or the UK?
Cambridge is a really special location, I think. I think it's a world-renowned place. Other than London, I think it's probably our most recognisable city in the country, like on an international scale. It's also really close to London. I think like having a festival where you can escape the city and kind of leave London for a minute. It's only 50 minutes away. Is fantastic, and also there's nothing really in the area, so what we wanted to do was bring a different sound of music to the city, which wasn't like the music wasn't being showcased there or promoted, and we kind of wanted to shake things up really, and it made sense. So yeah, Cambridge has ticks a lot of boxes, and it's one of the reasons why we've not decided to leave.
No, definitely. And no one else has done it as well. And I think it's so competitive doing it as a business, you know, having it in London or having it in different parts of London, because there's so many other festivals out there in those areas. So it just makes it a little bit different, doesn't it? And it's quite easy. Like from Liverpool Street, it was not difficult to get to Cambridge, is it?
The journey's fun. Everyone gets a bit lit on the train. It's like a little day out.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Now, I obviously see your lineup, and I understand it's a very diverse lineup, which is fantastic. You know, represents diversity, different sounds, different genres, which I love. But I don't really feel like, maybe it's because it's the lineup that's just come out just now, a lot of female artists. Do you feel like that's obviously important? Is that something that you're conscious of trying to kind of create that platform for strong female artists?
Incredibly so. I mean, we will always be really transparent. It's something that we were conscious of. It's something that we try to fix, but as you can imagine, there's lots of politics behind bookings and things like that. But it's something that we have already addressed and is going to be rectified massively in the new lineup that comes out in January. It's just a lot of these things come down to timing. It's been a difficult year. Some artists don't want to play because they haven't got albums out. Some artists don't want to play because they're not sure whether they can, you know, rehearse for 3 months and pay for those rehearsals when there might not be any festivals next year. So there were a lot of things that went into that billing, but we've been working on it. We've already fixed it, and we're excited to show you what it's like in January.
And I think last year as well, we like, this is a massive thing for us. So like last year we actually went female led with our headliners. So we had Steph London and Miss Dynamite headline it. We got Honey Dijon headlining the house stage, and we're working on actually a new addition to the lineup next year, which is actually a fully female DJ collective, bringing soca and dancehall vibes. So yeah, it's a massive part of it's of massive importance to us, and I think we have another phase coming out which will show like a 50-50 split really.
Okay, well, that's exciting. So you've kind of given us little bits and bobs that maybe aren't on the poster, which I've picked up from this chat, which is good. Anything else for January that's going to be coming out that you might want to tell us?
Definitely. I mean, the aim with us, to be honest, is like, you know, and with no disrespect to any other festivals, because we've been to them all and we love them. We absolutely love them. But I think, you know, we really want to try and become the festival epicenter of I guess, British youth culture. And I think that, you know, obviously includes music, but I think there's a lot outside of music as well. So I think, you know, next year we want to introduce a podcast stage, and, you know, we want to work with brands outside of music, and we want to work with gaming companies. And I think I really want it to almost be like an adventure playground for 18 to 25-year-olds. And so when we announce, you know, I guess the new lineup in February, there's obviously going to be a lot of new artists, but they're just going to be different aspects to the festival that they've never been before. And yeah, we're really excited because I think it's going to be unique.
That's exciting. Now that is something really different, especially obviously it kind of making it into like a little baby Glastonbury in a way. I say baby because I mean, let's be honest, let's see the size of Glastonbury, right? Have you guys ever been to Glastonbury before?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, it goes every year, and I am left on festival site because it's always the week after ours, and I'm just cleaning up the mess, and he jets off. So I've not
I'm
been.
moving Portaloos and I'm out having a great time at Glastonbury.
Yeah, exactly. Talk about a short straw. Bloody hell, honestly. Well, I'm going next year, hopefully, if it bloody happens. Let's hope it does, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gutted this year. I was like, no, so not exciting at all. So then tell us, obviously, for the people that have never been to the festival before, and obviously they're watching this now and thinking, oh, actually, this sounds something quite exciting. What have they got to expect? How would you describe it?
I think Strawberries and Cream historically has been basically a one-day event of celebrating the heritage acts, but also like championing the future talent of UK. So like we want to like push people's experience of artists that they might not have necessarily listened to. So I think there's definitely a lot of discovering of new talent that's on the come up. You're probably going to see an act that's going to be massive in the next few years. Like in the past, we've booked kind of the likes of Haas, D Block Europe, Skepta, Young T and Bugsy before they were kind of the artists that they are now. So yeah, a lot of discovery of that, and it's also just really fun. Like we do book kind of like those bookings like T-Pain and Shaggy, just like with a bit of nostalgia. So yeah, it's really cool and incredible, but also very fun day out as well. And we're going to 2 days this year as well, which is going to like really elevate the festival experience.
That's amazing. 2 days, 2 days of busy working. You're going to have to help Chris with the cleaning after then, Preye. I mean, there's no running off to Glastonbury or anything like that.
Glastonbury starts on the Wednesday. He's got me for 48 hours.
48 hours, fine, fair enough. Terrible. Should be helping each other out. Look at this. I feel like that uni rivalry is coming back again a little bit here.
It's always under the surface.
It's always under the surface, isn't it? So what advice would you give to somebody else who wants to team up and do exactly the same thing that you guys want to do? Because obviously we want to try and inspire the youth as well growing up. You know, they could be looking at you two guys, because even though we're saying 90s babies, we feel like we're getting a bit old. You guys are super young for what you've achieved in your life so far. It's absolutely incredible. So what advice would you give to young people that want to do the same?
I mean, firstly, we should say it's really important to us that there are more Strawberries and Cream. You know, we think that there's so many young people who do events and so few people who go into festivals. And I think it's because there are a lot of hurdles to making a festival. And you know, it's not really an industry where you can read a book or pass an exam. You kind of just got to figure it out. So for us as a company, it's really important going into 2021 that we're doing more to help and educate and support young people. But to any young people, I guess, listening now, you know, wanting to get into festivals, I think start small and make it organic. I think that we started not really with the aim of making money or even being a business. We just wanted to party. And we started with 600 people, went to 2,000, went to 5,000. And I think every single time we learned so much. And if we tried to run the festival next year, having not had that, I guess, those experiences in those festivals, we'd be in total trouble. So I think just build gradually, learn on the fields, and try and be unique, I guess. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, I think just to add, me and Preye are probably going to tell this story in a completely uncut, unfiltered version at some stage next year for a podcast as well. So make sure you look out for that. But I think, yeah, it's basically you need to go into it with a lot of love. It is a hard job, and it's not as glamorous as we might make it look. It's a lot of hours, and you really need to love it to be able to put up with that hassle and stress. So yeah, go into it with a lot of love, I think.
Okay, perfect. Now we've got 3 questions from a couple of people that got in touch that wanted us to ask you. So the first one is, what is your biggest achievement to date, the both of you?
Cool. Do you know what?
You're proud of
surviving this year. Real talk. I didn't know we were going to, and I think we've managed to come out the other side. We did a deal with Sony Music to be their first festival in Europe, actually. So that is kind of that's my proudest achievement. It's kind of a big milestone. When we set out, we didn't really know where we were heading, and to get there in a year that has been devastating for live events, I think it's kind of amazing to like turn around and be like, wow, we actually did this.
Yeah. That is
mine. I guess mine's the same. I think I obviously been at Sony as an A&R for 5 years. I've been badgering them about Strawberries and Cream for all 5 of those years, but the timing wasn't quite right. But obviously the team, the Strawberries and Cream team, are all my best friends, and to bring everybody under that Sony umbrella was amazing. And you know, I'm a big fan of the company. And we all work there now, so it's fun. It's great.
Oh, it's so nice that it's so tight knit, your team and everything. You've got offices now as well, haven't you?
Yeah, we do.
Not allowed in for COVID.
We're in there playing darts.
I think I saw in one of your Instagram stories or whatever, like you were showing like the new offices or whatever, but that's really amazing. Now, Sarah wants to know, are you going to take this festival abroad at any point?
Yeah, we've actually had an offer to go and do the festival in Asia, which is
amazing. That's great.
Which is dope. The dream's always been to take it abroad. I think we've always been super clear in our ambitions, which was we want Strawberries and Cream to be, one of the biggest, if not the biggest festival in the UK. And I think if we can get to that stage, then we start looking outside of that. But if opportunities arise like that one in Asia, it's definitely something we're gonna consider. So
yeah, and I think Strawberries and Cream this year more so than ever, we're working on making sure that it's not just about the one festival, and it's about doing kind of smaller brand activations that, like, for example, we threw like a Heady One album launch dinner. We've done like carnival sort of parties, and it's kind of like these smaller activations that will take us abroad as well, in different capacities. So we're not just this one day a year festival. We kind of this brand that exists the whole way through the year, and if that takes us abroad, that takes us abroad.
Yeah, I'm sure it probably will go abroad, because I know you both love going to abroad festivals anyway, so I'm sure you'd want to take Strawberries and Creams there, right? Sure. Now, we've got one last question from Tom. Tom said that Strawberry and Cream, why the name? Basically wants to know how you came up with it and why Strawberry and Cream. Yeah, you wrote that really complicated. Tom, sort your English out. But anyway, go on.
It's so funny because we had a big argument as a team yesterday on whether we should tell the true story behind this, because I think it's quite boring.
Tell the true story. Please give it to us.
Tell the true story, man. Tell it.
Yeah. So our initial nightclub event was called Cream, actually spelt with an A, and it's supposed to stand for Cambridge represents everything about music. We swiftly got a letter in the post from the Creamfields lot saying, stop, this is too close to us. So we changed the E. And the actual reason we had Strawberries and Cream is because we were sitting in a little cafe in Cambridge having tea and scones. And we
you're joking. Now I see why this story was kept under wraps.
The marketing team are going to be so annoyed because it was in one of the press releases yesterday, and they were like, why are we talking about this story? It doesn't make any sense. But like, it's the truth. We don't really lie. So yeah, I think the boys were having scones. I don't know why. And then, obviously it's an affiliation of Cream, which was a nightclub we had at the time. And we just went with it, I guess. Yeah.
That's a great
The PR story is that Strawberries and Cream shouldn't actually go together, but they actually make something really nice. And that was kind of bringing like the up and coming music from London to a place of Cambridge, which you wouldn't normally expect it. And like that fusion making something really cool. That's the PR story.
Let's go with that one. I'd rather that one.
Let's go with that one.
That one's a cool one, but I like the other story anyway, with the strawberry jam and the cream and the scones. I can't even imagine you guys sitting there having scones. Why not? Scone or scone? What would you say?
Scones.
I went there. Yeah, I don't know. Can I just be clear? I was not there at that time. It was jam.
There is nothing wrong with an afternoon tea, all right? Well, look, we're so excited to obviously see the new lineup next year. In February, did you say it's going to come out, with Jan?
Around
that time.
Yeah.
Next year, the beginning of next year, and literally cannot wait to be at that field, at that festival where we can actually enjoy live music again. To be honest, we literally bloody miss it, don't we?
Yeah, we'll be one of the first back, so be prepared for a big party.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We are totally ready for it. But good luck, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time out to chat to us. And yeah, looking forward to seeing the new lineup next year. And get rid of those Portaloos, please. Just put normal toilets in. And I will be there.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.